So let me put down. I have 4 questions. That I'll just put right here. It's just like really basic, like just favorite, least favorite form change, favorite, least favorite world, and then how long you guys have been playing Kingdom Hearts, and what made you guys.
Oh, we could just talk about each question one by one, right?
Doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go. For the first question, for the favorite Keyblade form change or whatever, my favorite is for sure Nano Arms and Pirates one. Yes, it's so
I haven't
cool,
actually got to play a lot with Nano Arms.
Yeah, I like Nano Arms, especially the shot lock of it. It's like really good. Like
is that the it follows Shooting Star and then the max shot lock is the yo-yo copy?
I think so. Yeah.
Because you shoot into the portals.
Yeah, you shoot in the portals and they like one hit the enemy. Like I was watching Mist. I don't know if you guys know who Mist is, but it was like speedrunning, and that thing does work when you put the right I guess food items and boosts and everything. Yeah, it does work. That dude shredded like 5 HP bars. I was like, what?
Did you guys see the what's his name? I always forget his name. He's one of the data miners or like the hackers that like he like showed the secret boss fight where the guy just like wrecked the secret boss with fire.
Oh,
do you guys see that? It took away like so much health. Like he literally beat the boss at like full health in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm just like, whoa. And I think it's cool that like each transformation have their own like type of magic. Like I think in
I love that.
One of the transformations, the fire is like around you, like in Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know which one it was.
I think those are. Yeah, I like that. I wish there was a little bit more custom, like a little bit more customization, because I think there's only 3 different kinds of magic. But I still love that it was like you had like AOE type of stuff. You had like multiple bursts, and then like an orb of magic.
Yeah, like I thought that was dope. Like, for each Keyblade transformation though, it was kind of cool. Oh, but of course, I haven't seen all of them, so
yeah, I won't spoil.
Yeah, but I think my least favorite, at least on my playthrough, the one that I didn't really like was the honey one.
Oh yeah, I didn't use that one a lot at all.
Yeah, I like used it, and then I was like, okay, I'm not feeling this one at all.
Yeah, it's like I call them form echoes, like the copies of them, because it's just a copy of double arrow guns and magic launcher, and I was like, it's cool, but
that's one thing too. I wish they had like more variety instead of copying one another.
Right?
You know,
it's weird that because we have Blizzard Claws, and then we have the honey pot Keyblade transformations, and then we have a couple other ones that just are copies. And it's like, there's only like 12 Keyblades. Like what?
And isn't that weird how it's 12, right? That's the official number.
I have no idea. I was just number threw out, but it's not a lot. So it's strange that they like copied them, even though like there was so little.
Let's see, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Look, Kingdom Hearts 2 had 24, right?
I thought you counted the Kingdom Hearts 3 one. I was like, whoa.
You were like, whoa, where are you finding those Keyblades, boy?
Oh, man.
Let me check Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm going to spoil myself. Who cares?
No, don't spoil yourself. It's like, I'll count it. I'll count it. Or not.
Oh, I forgot about the pre-order ones. Oh, shit.
That's the side that make it a bit tricky. Yeah, include those as well.
Yeah. That was... What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the second form SPDM stuff?
For the bonus Keyblades, right? I mean, I used it. I couldn't tell a difference. I don't know if it was just me.
No, there's no difference.
There's
no difference.
Why? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you do like hype up this pre-order stuff only for it to be a skin? Like,
yeah.
Come on, man. I don't know. I was just like, ugh.
Like
they could have like at least add like some other weird stuff, like with the fire one, you could have added like fire blades instead of like. I mean, that's still a copy, but still.
With the names, you could do like a defense, a power, like because it's second form D, second form P, second form M, so that it could have easily been like second form P could have been like a power form, which could have like changed Sora's clothes to like a Valor form version.
Yes.
And like, they could have been like a Wisdom form or Master form, like, and not even like that much change. Like, just change the finisher and change his clothes to like that color, and that would have been easy. And that would have been so nice.
That would have like people would have actually like tried to get the other codes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, because I don't think anyone tries to get the other Keyblades.
I don't think you can get. So that might have been the reason why they didn't do too much with it, because you could only get second
form. You could only
form.
ever get like 2 out of 3 absolute max, right? You could never get the Xbox One on a PlayStation. Or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Oh really? Okay, I didn't know that. So you can only get like the Xbox one on the Xbox, and then the Amazon one also, and then okay.
Mm-hmm.
That explains it.
Yeah, but
wow.
Because like there's the Starlight Keyblade, which has the second form,
mm-hmm.
but also has what do you call that, like second attack, where it does like the
Ancient Light,
like Ragnarok. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
What
The Union Ragnarok? Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about the shot lock or the finisher?
Yeah, Ancient Light. Yeah, Ancient Light. What is the equivalent of that for the pre-order Keyblades?
Ars Arcanum. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So
just the same as the Kingdom Key.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, why even like name it something? Unless like there's some like super secret thing I haven't found yet, but I haven't found it.
Like
yet.
for the other Keyblades, right?
Yeah, it's like why give a situation command for second form P or D when like there's nothing there.
Yeah,
it's just second form. It does change your the logo above your command menu. So like the regular second form is with the Kingdom Key has a different logo above the command menu because it has the Kingdom Key in the logo. The other ones are just second form with like a silver aesthetic. But whatever.
I don't know. I'm just not feeling the other Keyblades. Those ones at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I really didn't use Midnight Blue or whatever it's called, the Starseeker DLC Keyblade.
Oh, the Starseeker looking one? Yeah. I mean, at first I did use Dawn Till Dusk, but not anymore. I mean, I'll probably use it now because it's like the fire one, which is pretty cool. So.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful on like challenge runs because they give like Blizzaza or Firaga or Firaza, stuff like that. That's really helpful.
Yeah, because at least in my playthrough, it kept giving me Firaga or Firaza, and I was like, oh snaps!
Right, like right at the beginning too.
Yeah, I was like, dang boy, we're going in. So yeah.
So what was your reasoning behind liking Nano Arms and the Pirate's Keyblade?
For the pirate one, I just think it's really well designed. Like the whole flag and everything like that. Like it matches it so well. But then the Nano Arms, I feel like that one's just like really nice. Like I don't know, something about it is just fluid. And then not only that, but the sound design on it. Oh,
really?
Dude, when I first heard it, I was like, this is dope. I was like, I like this.
Yeah. No, I really like the idea of switching between like cycling through all the different transformations you've learned.
Oh yes,
like, I think that's a really cool, nice touch.
I like switching Keyblades too.
Especially because it's one of those end game Keyblades. Because that's one of the last 2 worlds you'll play right before like the end game starts. And so like to be able to equip that and then see all the abilities that you've used before, kind of all in one Keyblade, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. So it's not too shabby, you know what I mean?
Yep. What about you, Damo? What's your favorite form change?
I don't know. I like the sort of like the unique stylings of some of them. The magic launcher I didn't really like too much. Maybe I'm still not getting how to use it properly, but I never quite got the hang of that apart from just like, run up to a guy,
yeah, right.
Big ass launcher and then fire like a huge projectile at him.
I don't think I ever used magic launcher during my like first playthroughs.
Yeah.
Because it's just like
actually,
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't even use shooting star.
Yeah, exactly. It was sort of weird seeing the shooting star show up during that one cutscene in Big Hero 6. It's like,
oh, right.
That again? Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. That's so
huge.
Good.
Like, compared to the size of other Keyblades, it's friggin' enormous. Like, Sora's holding it, and it already looks dumb, like he's walking around with a huge key. But then that thing is like just obviously big. I don't know, man. Sorry, should have bigger arms at this point, given how he's wasting these.
Yeah.
The Pirates of the Caribbean keep. I don't know. Some of them felt like this is designed to hit people with, as in like, some of them are designed for magic, and it sounds really, really nice when you launch, a nice fire combo or a thunder combo or whatever. And then some of them, they don't feel quite as satisfying when you actually make like a physical strike. And some of them, like the Pirates of the Caribbean Keyblade, I keep going back to, like when you chop someone with that, it's just this nice, satisfying, really impactful sound. I don't know. I feel like some of the Keyblades with the higher strengths, it's almost like the sound design informs you that you want to hit people with this and you want to cast magic with the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah, especially I remember with Hyper Hammer, I got to play with that at the demo, and they had Square Enix had these like really nice headphones, and you could hear like the bass when you like hit with the hammer. It was awesome. It was so cool. But yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Least favorite? Which one? Maybe not even the least favorite. What's one you like didn't really use a whole lot?
It's the honey pot one for sure.
Yeah.
I don't mind the little twirly gun things that he has. What's the name of those guns again? The little dual arrow guns.
Double arrow guns, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind those on both the honeypot Keyblade and it's called the Star Seeker, no, whatever it is.
Shooting Star.
Shooting Star, thank you. You sort of keep your distance, and you're almost like aiming away from, whereas in a usual Keyblade you gotta point the joystick towards it and sort of, maybe dodge around and try to keep it behind, whatever. But in those two, you're sort of like aiming away and trying to keep your distance, and you've got so many projectiles that go ahead and lock on from a distance, and it's kind of satisfying to use against sort of quick moving enemies that are being little pricks to you from a distance. It's kind of fun. I don't think there's anything I particularly hated. Like Endo said, nano arms I think is really satisfying to use. I don't know, man. I think I found my favorites pretty early on, like Mirage Staff, the Pirates of the Caribbean one, and then nano arms by the end, and that was like my core 3 that I was using through pretty much.
Gotcha. What was your core 3, Endo? Did you have like a core that you used a lot, or were you cycling through a lot?
Taking it on with Kingdom Key, like no one even really asked for it in chat or anything. I was just like, I'm gonna put the Kingdom Key in. Upgraded a couple times, just go to the shop there and click, oh, what's this? Upgrade menu. Okay, that explains what Adamantite's for and Damascus and all that stuff, so go ahead.
Did we have Damascus and Fluorite and Union Cross? Or was that just a thing that was made up for Kingdom Hearts 3?
Just for Kingdom Hearts 3, I think. We have Adamantite, definitely. I don't think Fluorite exists. Okay. But we have the little Electrum ores, the one you need to get to the final level. We have those for the Proud Mode Keyblades.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Oh, cool.
So there's kind of a cool little touch of like, oh yeah, it's consistent within Kingdom Hearts games. Like that's how you upgrade a Keyblade is with these particular materials. So that's kind of a cool little nod. But yeah.
I will say that I kind of wish that Starlight didn't have the second form. I kind of wish it had its own unique form.
Oh, I would have loved that.
Yeah,
I know. Me and Damo did talked a little bit about what we hoped Starlight would be, and it was not.
Oh, well, what did you guys hope for?
I hoped for like the actual Keyblade changing. So like starting at your base level Starlight, and as you form change, it would just transform into like the next level, like you do in Union Cross.
Like Union Cross.
So that
that's
so
what I was wondering.
Cool, but it didn't do that.
That would be kind of sick, like as you level up to the different, attack formations, what have you. Obviously, there's like no real transformation once you get in second form. It's like you're just stuck in second form. You can't warp the Keyblade any further. But yeah, it would be nice. Like the initial transformation is the typical like silver Keyblade with the blue hilt, and then it could have gone on to, like you said, the more intricate design with the yellow all over the Keyblade itself. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Like the upgraded version.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they use... Yeah. Maybe when Final Mix comes out.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you guys have any hopes for Final Mix, or you just kind of like keeping your expectations low?
More Keyblades.
Yeah,
Unique.
I really hope there's more Keyblades. Bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keyblades coming from bosses too. Yeah.
That'd be nice. I really hope Sephiroth's in it.
Yeah. Also callbacks like from other games. Like I'm so surprised we didn't get Oathkeeper in Oblivion. Like that has been consistent the whole time. Yeah.
Seriously. Blows my mind. I'm like,
for real?
At Coliseum, I was like, surely the reason we're going back to Olympus is because, okay, well, it's a Kingdom Hearts game. There's going to be a Coliseum. Like,
how
can there not be? How can there not be a Coliseum? Like,
yeah, I got the Coliseum ruined because on Reddit someone was so malicious. I can finally talk about this. Someone like posted like, oh, like the thread title was like, this is my favorite thing from Birth by Sleep, and then you click on it and it's just bullet points.
The exact same thing.
Did you?
The exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, just bullet points of like, no Coliseum, no this, and I was like, I hate you. And banned.
Yeah, someone posted, can you help me with this like Birth by Sleep like command melding or something, and I clicked on it and it's like a screenshot of the final boss. I was like,
are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Wow.
Yeah. Where was that? Was that on Reddit?
This is like weeks ago. Yeah.
I
think a few days before the game launched.
I'm so sorry.
But, like, people...
Was that on Union Cross or Reddit? The arcade.
I think the regular Reddit. I think I was like just lost my mind. I clicked like like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. That's the worst.
I was like, nothing wrong could happen. Like my brain is completely turned. An idiot.
It's like something similar happened when the Japanese tweet came out for, I forgot for what it was. It was Super Burst Metal. And I looked at the comments and there was a spoiler, like a screenshot of it. I was like, no. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I had to stop looking at comments. Although there was one point, so right before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, I like did a really big push on. I just put out like everything we know about transformations before like the game came out.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like really going hard on Twitter, like, hey, like on every Kingdom Hearts post, I was like, hey guys, I did this. Come check it out. And then people would like reply to me, or I would like see comments of like spoilers. It was the worst. I was just like, come on guys, be cool.
Yeah, it's like, why'd you say this? This is in the game, or you know?
Oh, that happens so much, especially with the Starlight Keyblade.
Oh.
Because people are like, oh no, it's actually second form S, and I was like, I didn't know that.
Like, bro.
That sucks.
Oh my god.
Anyways, what was you guys? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, someone leaked the ending on YouTube as I was streaming. So I was streaming Union Cross, and like one random guy in the comments goes, "Someone just uploaded the entire ending," and I just went, "That's alright. We like, I'm not gonna look at it. Hopefully, no one here looks at it." And then like 20 minutes later, like 3 people come sprinting in with like their copy paste ready to go, and they're like, "Bam! Here's like literally."
That's so annoying.
Ending everything, like this, that, the other, like literally every important plot point, and I was like, like I couldn't ban him fast enough there.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I've just seen everything, and probably half my chat has seen it as well.
That's the worst. I really want to put together like some kind of parody or video about like the different types of leakers we saw when Kingdom Hearts is coming out, because there was some people tried really hard to spoil it for people, which I don't understand at all. Like there would just be like 2 people having a normal conversation, like, oh wow, I can't wait to see if this is confirmed in Kingdom Hearts 3. And someone's like, well, guess what? I saw it.
No, that's the worst.
Yeah, when they first posted. There you go.
No, go ahead.
So when they first posted like the tweet images of Twilight Town for the first time, I was like, "This is general. Oh, can't wait to explore Twilight Town. It looks amazing." And like all of my replies were, "Oh, no. Well, actually," it's like, "Oh,
that's the worst."
Like this is. Well, good luck with that.
It's so annoying.
It's like, all right, yeah, you spoiled yourself. Congratulations.
Yeah. The worst.
But the rest of us get disappointed when we go into Twilight Town ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing. Like you asked what I wanted in the final mix. Like they modeled a shitload more of the different worlds that didn't actually make it into it. Like, surely there's more rooms going on. Like Twilight Town. How can you not have the clock tower like underneath the train station?
Yeah.
How can you not have Twilight Town descend underneath the clock tower? And I mean, I guess they didn't put it in for plot reasons or whatever else, but like, come on, man.
Yeah, it would have been at least nice to have like the exploration.
Well,
one of the was like, he's just like, skateboarding's not cool anymore. It's like, really? That's all you're gonna do to be like, we couldn't be bothered programming skating into this, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3, so just have an easy voice line to write that up.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. One of them's like, skating's so not cool anymore. It's like, come on.
I never picked that up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, sad, but that's funny. I didn't pick that up. Yeah, I think Water Cage was talking to me about. Well, I guess my brother. I don't know why. I usually just talk about water. Never mind. Anyways, he was talking about the DLC might be set up like Final Fantasy 15, where like characters would leave. So like he said that we read somewhere that Riku and Mickey go to where Merlin is and train there or get their Keyblades changed there. And so like maybe like one of the DLC is like we follow them and we get to see how their Keyblades were changed, or we like follow someone else and we get to like see like Lee and Kairi training. Like I would love like that kind of DLC to come out and like be able to play through that.
Yeah, like because it was kind of never explained how they got the Keyblades, like, and then also like where everyone got their haircuts from.
Oh right.
Yeah. All of a sudden they just have new hair.
Right, like especially Riku, he just like gets swallowed in darkness, and then you're like, bam, new hair, and it's like what?
It's like that one Joseph Pancake video, like, oh, he did a pretty good job on my haircut.
Well, so what was your favorite world that you guys played through?
That's a good one.
I think for me, I really enjoyed the Tanglewood world.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I didn't dislike any of them. I liked all of them. I think the main issue was like once you realize the advance in this world, literally just being resolved one cutscene at a time in between the worlds. It was so much pressure to be like, oh, yeah, I'm having fun and everything, ha ha ha. But I really want to know what happens next. So I kind of want to like not race through this. Like I want to enjoy it, but my attention isn't here. It's like, what the hell's happening outside of here right now? Like Riku's in the realm of darkness. Gosh, I would like to know what's going on there.
Yeah.
Boy, I'd love to know what's going on there. So it's like, yeah, I'm dicking around in, you know, all these Disney worlds, fine, but my attention is really, really diverted, and I don't know. The trailers show you basically every important thing that happens in every Disney world.
Oh yeah.
Like really hoping that would, like, the trailers would show us a slight introduction, and then they'd go on from there. But no, they showed us literally Buzz gets corrupted. We see a fight with I think every single Disney boss in all the trailers. Like I don't think there's a single secret Disney boss that came out of that. Which I guess is our fault for watching trailers. Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't love the. Like looking back now, I really wish I wouldn't have watched the trailers, because I feel like it would have had such a bigger impact. Like especially 100%. Like Endgame, like there was such a bigger impact if we just had not had that information.
Yeah, like all of the coolest moments are literally in the trailers. Like, friggin'. I mean, Xemnas and Axel, for example, with friggin' Berserk Sykes in the background, is like,
yeah.
Had you not hype as shit? It's like holy shit! Oh, he's summoning. That's his special attack. Oh my god, Axel's getting blitzed. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then friggin' like Roxas like diving in from the sky, just like grabbing a replica and like.
Oh, I guess
being yoinked out of Sora's heart. It's like you see everything, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Such a shame.
Yeah.
It's like, do they think we weren't gonna buy it unless we, you know, gotta get something for the Axel fans, you know? Gotta make sure he's okay.
One of my, I talked about this a little bit in my last video, but or podcast, whatever you want to call it. But I liked the one thing. It was what's his name? Shoot. Ericus. I don't know why that name slipped my mind. But he says during their chess fight, he says it's no fun if you know the ending, or it's no fun if you
100%.
like, know what's going on. And that was like the most meta statement I had ever heard. I was like, oh my goodness, it's so true. But then I also love it flipped it around and was like, hey, here's all this Union Cross stuff with what we're calling like the ancient light that you haven't seen. So that was cool. But I wish there would have been like more effect, or like more stuff to discover.
Yeah. Because as it was what the final world, and like you said, that Union Cross stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's about it. Like, that's pretty much all we didn't know.
Yeah.
Literally the Xenon, but
because even if we
got a lot of it.
Yeah, like even if we didn't see like Kyrie getting killed, like we knew that she like was hurt, or like we knew that she was like already like in trouble, like from the trailers. So like we didn't have to, like that was still like whoa, but still like I don't know. Like it was still like we already knew going into the game, like, oh, like Kyrie and all his friends are like dead or in trouble somewhere.
Yeah. Well, another thing too that kind of like not ruined the experience, but like you see all these like scenes in the trailers, and then as you're playing the game, especially in game, it happened to me a lot. I was like, okay, well this didn't happen yet. When is it gonna happen?
Yeah.
I'm expecting it. Yeah. I'm just I'm expecting it, so it was very anticlimactic, I guess. Like Lingering Will, when he didn't appear when what's his name was like killing everyone.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm a little confused. Like,
right?
Yeah, I was like, when is it gonna happen? Yeah. But I mean, it was still good. I still enjoyed it, but it's just like it was in the back of my head, like, okay, this hasn't happened yet, you know?
Yeah. I still I still enjoyed it. I still like the feeling it gave me playing it. But just like looking back, I'm just like, oh man, like that was a lot of fun, and I was really engaged during this. But also, I really wish I like didn't know about all this stuff before I played it.
Yeah, like how cool would it have been if we didn't know Aqua got Norded and shit,
right?
You know?
Like that would have been like insane.
That would have been a plot twist. Yeah, that would have been insane to like find out like what.
Yeah, or like even like or seeing like the shadow take all of Sora's friends, or like seeing like a Chirithy in the game, like or like Aqua fighting Vanitas and almost dying. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like some of these things were just like, it would have been great if we didn't know this.
But you're like, okay, or at least like we're going to be knocked down in some way. I said, like as we walk into the Vanitas fight, it's like, well, we know how this ends. Like, we know it ends with those two on their own, and Vanitas doing his little stance over. It's like, I mean, as cool as that moment was, like, okay, I guess we know where it's headed.
Yeah.
I'm sort of, I've recorded all the trailers, and I'm sort of putting together like how much of the game literally did spoil through the trailer.
Oh wow. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
It's a lot, let me tell you that. But the pacing was also weird, because like it was just like Disney. Oh, a little teaser, and then like all of a sudden everything was thrown at us after Big Hero 6 or whichever world we complete first.
Yeah,
or last.
That's most Kingdom Hearts games. I feel though, they're kind of like.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I feel like there was more growing of Sora in the Disney worlds than usual, which I liked.
Yeah,
so I liked that they didn't show those, because you could see those cracks starting to form around Sora, especially like right at the beginning in Olympus and Twilight Town, where like Pete is just like, oh, let's not even worry about Sora because he like looks weak, and like Sora gets really upset about that. And then Twilight Town, he again gets upset because like he doesn't have the strength. And because ever since Dream Drop Distance, when Riku becomes the Keyblade Master and Sora's just like, oh, good for you, I'm like, is Sora actually happy for him? Like, there has to be like some part of him that's upset about this.
Yeah.
So I feel like we see
that.
that.
Right, Sister Riku at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, you know, I was always jealous of you, and it's like, and granted, it was like, oh, because Riku was my friend, and Riku couldn't be Riku's friend, that's why I was jealous, whatever. But like, still, it's like, you know, there's these two kids growing up, like, there was definitely that rivalry between them. You know, they literally fought with those wooden swords. And, you know, it's it's barely even subtext. It's pretty much just the text, but they're fighting over Kari's affection, and it's like, oh, we got over that pretty quickly, right? Did you?
Yeah.
Really? And like, hey, you know the dude that saved the world 2.5 times now? He's like, you don't get to be Keyblade Master because, you know, you fell for a trap that even friggin' Yensid didn't see coming and marched him.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, oh, because of my failure, you don't get to be Keyblade Master. It's like, damn.
Yeah. Such a slap in the face, especially after he saved everyone too.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I still like. There's one part at the end when like they're like teasing Sora because he's not a Keyblade Master, and I was like, yo, that's not cool.
I know they're all making fun of him. Yeah, everyone's all laughing, and I was like, dude, that's wrong.
Yeah. Like I know like
he's like,
I know they're like fake characters.
He's the one slapping the shit out of everyone in the final battle. He's like literally solos the entire Organization 13. Yeah. It's like, what do we need 7 Guardians of Light for again? Like, it seems to. It's just flying at him. Sora basically 1v1s them. He defeats him.
Yeah.
Wolf, the darkness flies off and makes a key. It's like, do we need 7? I don't know, man. The entire plot point at that point just fell apart for me. It's like,
yeah, I was a little lost there too. You know, another thing too is that you know how like in Birth by Sleep, this might just be me nitpicking, but like in Birth by Sleep, you know how like before the actual end battle started, there's like this epic battle of everyone going against everyone and shit, you know?
Yeah.
We ain't really, I don't know if it's just me, but we didn't get that same ish feeling for. I mean, we got it with like Terra Xehanort, but I don't think anyone else really, except the actual battles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everyone just sort of breaks off into little collectives. And...
yeah, like we didn't get that epic cutscene where everyone's like fighting and then like.
Yeah, I would have loved that. I would have loved like I really enjoyed the battle royale style. Like I thought that was a blast. But I think I would have liked it if we had like the 7 Guardians of Light with like Sora and then the other 6 in your party with like 13 like right in front of you. I like all fighting at the same time. Like that would have been probably insane and not like possible with the hardware we have now. But I think that would have been awesome.
Yeah, or at least a cutscene, and then it explains how they broke off. You know what I mean? I don't know. That might just.
Did you guys feel that, you know, like the fights at the very end, how it usually starts off as like a 2v3 or a 3v3, whatever it happens to be, and then it's like 5 seconds later, another cutscene, one of them takes off like, oh, and then it's like a 2v2 or a 1v2 after that. It's like that full-on chaotic like 3v3 thing never lasted long enough for me. And I don't know like what the trigger is to end that. It's like you deal too much damage, you take too much damage, whatever it is, but
yeah, I don't know what it was.
I was saying in stream, I was like, oh boy, here we go, and then it's like, bam, cutscene. It's like, oh man. So much fun.
Yeah, those
every time.
Well, I think it was maybe Ansem or Xemnas, one of those, when you have like, I think it was Xemnas, because you have the 3 like past Keyblade wielders or whatever, like Marluxia, Larxene, Luxord, and then you have Xemnas in like all 4 of those. That was insane. I don't know if they all 4 fought, but it felt like crazy.
That one was pretty dope. I like that one. I think, I don't know which one my favorite would be out of everyone though. Probably that one.
I enjoyed. You talking about like which battle was your favorite?
Yeah, I like. Oh no, well, by far it was the final one before Xehanort.
With all like Xemnas, Ansem, and Young Xehanort. Yeah. I just love the Sea Salt trio. So I loved. Or what is it? Sea Salt Ice Cream Trio. I loved seeing Roxas come back and Xion. Like, I was in tears. Like at the end of that fight, I loved that. It was great.
I know I had to pause the game before I started actually fighting. I was like, let me take a moment.
Especially, Roxas had such a fleshed out combo system. Maybe he didn't from just playing it, like I probably if I actually looked at his combos, it probably wasn't that great. But I was like,
it's the most aggressive AI the world has ever seen.
Right? Yeah. I was just like, this is like a lot for like a 4-minute battle. Like, I really hope he has some kind of DLC we can play as him.
That's exactly it, right? Like they've modeled all these playable characters against all these bosses, and we only get to see him for such a short time. It's like, come on, you guys are working on something else.
Yeah.
Even like a data arena, we can fight each other. Like, oh, a training simulator. Like, hey, before we go into the final battle, you know, we've got a day left to prepare. Do you want to have a round against each other or something? Yeah, sure. Who do you want to play as? Play as Ben, Terra, Aqua, Axel, Lee,
that would have been dope.
Sounds awesome.
God. It's like they've modeled all these characters. Come on, I mean, obviously Terra's not free at that point, so whatever. But neither is Roxas, so it's like pick either Terra, Ben, or Aqua, or Kari, or Lee. It's pretty 5.
Have you guys?
He's literally a playable character.
Have you guys seen the?
Train against.
There's a theory going around about like Kairi being the next and main protagonist, which actually doesn't make sense now that I say that, because I think Nomura said Sora's gonna stay the main guy, but they were saying because she finally has a drive to grow and to save someone now because Sora's gone, so this is her turning point maybe, because before you know what? Now that I'm saying this, doesn't make sense in my head. So
no, hey, you never know. They might. It's gonna suck to say this, but they might make another side game with Kairi in it.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to see her fight or have some development, because it's, I don't know. I feel she has had some development, but I feel like she's either kidnapped or back to her normal life. There's not a lot of time when she's except for now in Kingdom Hearts 3, there wasn't a whole lot of time to develop her character. But I feel like they could have developed it a little more in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I was hoping for that. It would have been cool to see Sora and Kairi fight against Xehanort, and then that's how he gets a hold of Kairi, he knocks out Sora or something, and then slashes her.
Yeah, or even have Kairi, Sora, and Riku fighting together. Why didn't we get that?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Seriously, where was that?
Come on, man.
You start off with that, and then Kairi gets taken, so then Mickey comes in, so then you have sort of the battle that we had as it was. But
yeah, I don't. The more I talk about it, the more I'm just why? I love what we have, and it's great, but there's so much there's so many gaps they could have filled, and I just don't know. Maybe it's because they had to restart development with the Unreal Engine, or maybe it's just really hard to do this stuff. But I just feel they could have been more.
It doesn't feel quite 100%, does it? It feels like we got a lot, but I mean, it's hard to not compare it to other Kingdom Hearts titles. But Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, you would never for a second think these are incomplete games.
Yeah.
Not for a second. Kingdom Hearts, but then the final mixes come along, and you're oh my god, it's even better.
Yeah.
2 FM. And it's still one. I've played a lot of games, and that is still one of my favorite games of all time. And obviously, I'm biased towards Kingdom Hearts, but that's probably the game that made me biased towards Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is good.
So bloody jam packed. Every single. It's and yeah, they were already pretty there's already mini games in every single world. There's the bloody skating in half of them, and there's the the Tron world has its own little weird bike racing mini game and everything else. And then it's okay, now we'll chuck in a mushroom in at least one in every single for the final mix. And here's a brand new area as well. It's not that was cut out of the last game. This is a completely brand new area for you to explore. I don't know, but this 3 definitely doesn't give the same feeling of completeness. Honestly, any other Kingdom Hearts game as before. I would say 3D maybe as well. 3D kind of felt there's literally no post game. It's that one final boss, and then it's sorry, bud. So, yeah, it's it's on a 3DS. I guess I can understand that, but it's just this is Kingdom Hearts 3, man. We've been waiting for this for.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they just
obviously the graphical fidelity. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just ranting on. I was obviously, the graphical fidelity is, incomparable this time around. You're dealing with a brand new engine, ridiculously high demands for what it's look like. So obviously, it probably takes such a much longer time to develop each little model this time around. I don't know. The worlds felt really detailed. The ones we could explore, like Twilight Town, what we have, tiny little details, but sort of nothing really to do. I guess you hunt for lucky emblems and you sort of look around everything and it's oh, that's nice, but you click on a random wall in Twilight Town and it's oh, here's 3 jobs to do. It's as much as the NPCs make the world feel alive, those jobs made it feel lived in, I suppose. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you know,
like there was more to it than just random people just standing around.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I like what we had. I'm looking forward to the future, basically. Like a year from now, Final Fantasy 15 got a hell of a lot of upgrades over its, even free ones, like DLC aside, it got a ton of free updates as well. So you can only imagine how much stuff was on the cutting room floor. And it's like if they can salvage just a few bits and pieces of that, like the way that Final Fantasy 15 got an entire new, was it chapter 11, whichever it was?
Oh yeah, like a new chapter.
Okay, 11? Yeah, I don't know if you played 15, but there's like 13, 15 chapters in it, whatever it is. Maybe it was the 13th chapter. I forget which one it was now. I think it either had 13 or 15, whatever. And I think chapter 11 they like completely remade because they're like, oh, whatever we had in this sucks right now.
Really?
We're gonna remake.
I low-key kind of hope for that because some of them could use better explanation or better, like, I don't know how to say it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I really hope
like
the extra DLC
parts,
flushes out or.
No, I'm sorry. It was chapter 13. But yeah, anyway.
Coincidence? I think not.
Exactly.
Oh, man. But yeah, I definitely like DLC. Like, I feel like they. I don't know if this is what happened, but I feel like they were making the game with the intention of adding stuff in later. So. I don't know how I feel about that, because part of me is like, I really wish like they had this time. Like, I really wish they would have gotten everything they wanted to get in now, and then like after like they released it, worked on more stuff to add, instead of the mindset of maybe like, oh, like we'll get just enough to like get the story across, and then like we'll add this stuff in later on.
This is what I sort of worry about with like modern game development. You look at a game like, Final Fantasy 15, King Hearts, how much must those have costed to develop? Like, these ridiculous 5-ish years of development cycle, and then, you switch engines, rebuild everything from the ground up. You have all these voice actors, you have this ridiculous amount of cost, and all of that culminates on release day, and all these people buy it for $60, right? And then that's it. There is no more money coming in. Well, there's that initial release week, obviously, and then the sort of trickle sales after that. And then that's it. You don't make any more revenue off that if you don't do any more DLC, whatever. That's it. And it's something like Union Cross or any of the plethora of mobile games that are out there that make money hand over fist for nothing. A couple new sprites. You get these freaking medals with their reused animations that, once every month, every couple months, we'll get a new animation, maybe. The music's already all in there. The sprite artwork, it's pretty simple to deal with. Certainly not anywhere near as demanding or expensive as anything in Kingdom Hearts 3, and it makes shitloads of money. And it's like, Square Enix, and you're like, how much risk is involved in making Nomura's crazy pipe train Kingdom Hearts 3, which, requires all this licensing from Disney? That must be so friggin' expensive. I can't even. Well, I mean, obviously it's a joint project, but there's money changing a lot of hands there. Like, Disney's not doing anything for free. All this risk involved is like, what if it flops? What if, Kingdom Hearts 3 is, let's say, somewhat of a risky property where, it's got a lot of fan appeal to it, but the last quote-unquote numbered title was in 2005 and, 2006, I guess, for Final on the. And it's, it's seen decent sales throughout the various consoles, but if I'm, head honcho at Square Enix, who have just cancelled Final Fantasy 15, or the future DLC for it, because I can only imagine it's way too expensive and not seeing enough of a return to justify the risk in the first place. Like, it must just be. I'm sure these guys plan these ridiculously comprehensive games that are like so beautiful and so perfect and so complete, and no one wants to release an incomplete game. But just it's unfortunate modern reality of goddamn gaming, where you look at EA and it's like, how many squillions are they making off their their loot box and their game? Every single FIFA, NBA, 2K, all of these different games make so much money for no effort. And then Square's over there going, we're spending how much on a new engine, Nomura? And he's like, well, I want to do this crazy weird project where I combine all Final Fantasy properties. And he goes, can't, no. You're not doing it. Make more mobile games, make more gacha games. Seriously, that's all you get to do. Story updates once a month to keep all these bastards paying for at least 4 weeks. story update and make it so goddamn competitive they feel like they have to stay paying to stay relevant. It's like it's just this awful era that we're in right now. The deadlines must be tighter than ever. The budgets must be, Kingdom Hearts 3 was already delayed once, and I'm sure shareholders are looking at that going, no, you're not doing that again. There's no way in hell you're developing that anymore. You're sticking to, your January 28th deadline, and that's it. It's just a nightmare. It's a freaking nightmare.
Too real.
Yeah.
Too sad. I don't want to think about that. Oh man. Yeah, like what happens when game development companies don't want to give these people the time or money to experiment.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot imagine how expensive Kingdom Hearts 3 must have been to make. I mean, it's gorgeous. Every aspect of it is absolutely gorgeous. And that's not cheap, We're dealing with some of the most honestly impressive graphical fidelity I've ever seen in a lot of video games. I know there are, on paper games that look far more impressive, but, you're dealing with this brand new engine here made to, I don't know, pay homage to the Disney or the Pixar style at the very least. And Pixar are some of the most respected animators in the world. Who hasn't seen or hasn't got an appreciation for a good Pixar movie, And so they're doing this in literal days to render, are now being rendered in 60 frames a second on this little box in front of us. It's like, it's a technological marvel, and I don't know, obviously these cracks are beginning to show in terms of what's here. It looks beautiful, but I would love to hear from more. I'd love to hear from more of okay, because we all know this stuff you cut. Significant cuts were obviously made here. If you had your way, what would it be like? What would have been in here? Would we have gotten to explore Radiant Garden? Obviously they modeled. They didn't just shoot it from a couple of angles. They were shooting that from literally several different angles. They placed Vexen and Enzo, or Vexen and Demix, whatever it was. They're standing over by the staircase that goes down to that little water fountain in Best Lake. So they didn't just model that from two directions. They modeled it clearly in every single direction, because then you have the gummy ship that flies in.
Yeah, I had to say that part. Yeah.
So obviously that's a fully, I'm sure hackers will eventually walk around in there if they haven't already. Honestly, that's what I'm most excited for. Data miners to go digging around and be like, hey, what's actually in here? What's 90% complete? That sort of thing. Sorry, I'm talking about it.
You're fine. You're fine.
No, you're good.
That's why I can't wait for the Ultimania, because I feel like we're gonna get so much information there. I really hope they talk about transformations, because I want to know how they picked them out and how. No, you're fine. That's I want to know what went into making those, or why they chose what they chose. Because when I first heard transformations and we saw a couple of the first ones, I was totally expecting it to go more of the Final Fantasy route with more Final Fantasy-esque weapons, but we didn't really see that.
Yeah, we didn't get too much Final Fantasy people in there. I wonder why.
Yeah,
was it ever explained why?
Weird. There was some comment made right before release where they were we feel like Kingdom Hearts can stand on its own. We use Final Fantasy to get the name out there, or something like that. And I was like, what?
But it's not like they just randomly put these people in there. I mean, they were a part of the story in 1, 2.
Right? Yeah.
All of a sudden, yeah, and then all of a sudden they're not there. Bro.
There's that one scene right at the beginning of Olympus where it's just hey, remember these guys? Never mind. That was so sad. Oh, man.
Bro,
I still do wonder, 'cause obviously they had that statue of the and the heroes in the past, Terra and Cloud, and there's this fully modeled statue version of Cloud, and it's did you really make that just to be a statue that crumbled, or was there already a Cloud model in the game? And you're should we do something with this? Well, the heroes evolved, and let's turn him into a statue instead.
Yeah.
I would love to know. Then again, that was his Kingdom Hearts 1 outfit, now that I mention it, and last time we saw him, he was in his Advent Children outfit of fighting Sephiroth somewhere.
Oh right, yeah. That's weird.
It's just bizarre though, isn't it? Like, you know, all stories, all these amazing memories. Like R.E. Coded, he's like remembering back on all the friends that he's met, and the Final Fantasy characters are always there. You know, literally first and foremost, it's like, oh, Leon, Tifa, Aerith, or Sid, whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder if like Disney had more of a, because I mean Disney owns Sword, don't they? So I wonder if they were just like, maybe they were just like, hey, like we don't want Final Fantasy. we want our brand to like be the main focus of Kingdom Hearts 3. Like they can't just be like, Square can't just be like, no, that's okay. We want Final Fantasy. Like Disney could just be like, okay, well, we don't want our Disney worlds in there.
No.
That's what confuses me so much about the Sacred Ending. It's like, I sort of look at that and it's like, okay, did Sora maybe not die, but I don't know, if he used the power of Waking, let's say, to chase Kairi around, gets her back, brings her back to Destiny Islands, but gets like stuck or whatever, and I don't know, either he never, I don't know, I interpreted the final scene at the ending to be like, maybe he never with her, it was a sort of like a figment of not imagination, but sort of like his spirit brought her back, but was never physically present on Destiny Islands himself. Or maybe he did and sort of then vanished away or whatever, but in any case, he ends up in this like alternate world line where the Disney worlds are not present at all, and it's now all the Final Fantasy characters for whatever the next game might be.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
All the squares copies, like, you know, the world ends with you, and evidently Verum Rex, which is apparently a real thing.
Yeah, that was weird. So, do you guys think that?
Life is strange.
Do you guys think that world is Verum Rex's world, or the world ends with you, or like just a mashup? Because
I think both. Because I don't know, like if you watch I made a little video on it talking about in the Verum Rex actual trailer that we see in the Toy Story world, when the camera like pans through that first little alleyway, if you pause it, it's talking the Shibuya like market or something, which is the borough of Japan where the world ends with you, I believe, is set. I'm talking about for a little bit because I haven't played it in a long time. But then it to me always implied like they both are set in a fictional area of the real Japan. Like potentially in a shared universe, obviously with like wildly different art styles, but potentially within a shared universe.
Because there's the 104 building, whatever it's called, which is there's like that tower in Shibuya that the number is the same as the number in The World Ends With You, because in actual whatever Japan, the number is different. So like that's why I'm like, what? That's weird. Like why is Verum Rex in the World Ends With You world? Or maybe like that's just the different numbers just to symbolize like, hey, this is like an alternate version of Japan.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
Or it's like oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it, man.
I was gonna say, it could be just like Dream Drop Distance, how they both were in the same world but in different parts of the worlds that can be accessed by one or the other. You know what I mean? I don't know how that would work though.
That was because of Young Xehanort, right? Or did they ever explain that? Because he's the one that could split the worlds apart, right?
Yeah, I think it was like because Rika was inside Sora's dreams, but I don't know. I don't think it was explained why one was able to access the other.
Or was because we see in Toy Story that there's two alternate worlds, and that was because of Young Xehanort, right? Or was it not because of Young Xehanort?
I think it was.
It was, okay.
Because I think he pulled like them into the alternate.
That's right. Okay.
I was thinking about that afterwards, and I was like, did they? Because when he goes, oh, you know, things are different in this world. Buzz's laser works, and it's like, did you really just want a reason to have Buzz as a fightable character that could shoot the laser, but you didn't? So you just, it's an alternate reality where the laser is an actual laser now. It didn't make any sense to me. It's like, okay, well, we want to have Buzz as a playable character, and what would Buzz do? You know, okay, he'd run over and he'd punch people, and he might use his little wings and fly into people. Oh, and he's got a little laser, you know, he could definitely use that. obviously the toy Buzz wouldn't have a functioning laser in his arm. So how do we get around that? And Nomura, he's high off his ass, comes in. And he's like, okay. So young saying, you can do this because he did it in Toy Story. Yeah, he did it in Travis Town. And they go, well, it didn't really make sense there either. He's like, shut up. So he's going to split the world. And in this world, the only difference is Buzz's laser is a real laser. And they go, alright, okay. Alright, Nomura.
Whatever you say.
Whatever you say.
Right, you're the director here.
They can't just be like, oh yeah, Buzz, he does have a real laser, he just pretends not to when he's a toy, Obviously we're toys, we come to life, and therefore our powers come to life. But when we act as toys, we have to suppress all that stuff due to the rules of the world.
Yeah.
That would have been too complicated. It's like, no, the universe is split. And the only difference, this little laser is now a real laser. So I didn't for a second understand that. I guess they wanted to hide all the real. Is that the implication that like the only things that ended up in that version of the Toy Story world were those half a dozen toys? Every other human being, everything else is still in the original, like Andy, whatever else is version. All the humans, which is why there's no one walking around in the store. Everyone is in that first half still.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I didn't get it. I thought like it was just the weirdest possible way of writing for. We want to go to the toy store during the daytime, but there can't be any other people around. Sorry, an alternate universe where there's no people. It's like, what?
Speaking of daytime, I was really expecting there to be like day and night cycles in the different worlds.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember that was going around a lot when the game was coming out and we saw the trailers. But nope.
Alas.
Can you ever play as? I think like the Tangled world, and we just like permanently lose a playable party member from that world now, right? And there is a nighttime fight, but you can never refight that again unless you basically replay the entire game just for that one fight.
Oh, the one with the lantern. That beautiful fight.
That
Oh
was
my
one of the
God.
best moments of the entire game for me. Like that awesome rendition of is it the 13th Dilemma or the 13th Struggle? I think which one's with you.
When you're fighting the flower nobody.
Thank you. That's exactly what it is.
I love Tension Rising.
Yes, that was amazing.
Absolutely gorgeous.
That's probably why that's like one of my favorite worlds, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was just so well done. The one that I kind of didn't like a lot, I'm gonna be a little like, I don't know. The Frozen one I kind of didn't like a little bit, only because of how many times you fall down, go back and fall down.
Right?
Oh my God, 100%.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, just don't fall, damn it.
Right?
Screaming at the stream, we are not gonna chuck us down this mountain again. You are not gonna do. We fall down the mountain. I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, we have to go all the way down.
That was the worst. I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh
man. Like,
the end boss.
Okay, we're finally. Oh wait, no, Olaf's in pieces. It's like, what are you doing here?
Right, and then you like go back to the pond, and it's like for no reason you come back to the pond after the world, and it's like, oh hey, let's put Olaf together again. Like, what? I was like, excuse me, what?
And you can't leave until you do it. It's like, surely you would have had like the girl standing there, and you talk to Elsa. It's like, do you want to find Olaf again? Yes, I know, and the answer is obviously. But
they just knew no one wanted to do it again.
That area. Seriously, man.
Yeah, that's the
second you enter that area, it's like,
you're
going apart again. Nope, you can't leave.
It's like, whoa, where do you think you're going?
Yeah,
I think Olaf will be.
Go on. I was just saying, I think for me, my least favorite, like going through it, was the Caribbean world. I enjoyed exploring it, but like the actual like story part, just I don't know. Like when you had to go to the island and find like 300 crabs.
Oh, I hate that.
I was like,
that part.
Are you kidding me? Like, what am I doing right now?
And it doesn't even tell you where the freaking good crabs
right?
are too. Like, there's a lot of spots where they have a bunch of crabs.
Especially like that prison area is like where you get like all of them.
Yeah, like I was over here like underwater trying to find crabs and stuff like, and then I realized there were some. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
But like going back, like when I came back to find like the Mickey emblems and the chests. Like I had a blast, like going to the different worlds and finding different islands and like exploring all those. It was so much fun. So I was like, why didn't we do this like during the story?
Yeah, that is one thing. I just like that part I just didn't like, but the design and the final boss of that world I love. Maybe not the boat part, but Davy Jones.
Yeah, Davy Jones was fun. I think I had just gotten Blizzard Blades, and that form change was like that wrecked that boss. Like you just fly everywhere like when you're attacking. It's crazy.
Yeah, love it.
It's the sort of thing I'd wonder as well. Like, surely there's no way that was the original design for that world. It's like, okay, then you gotta rock up at Port Royal. You have to find 300 crabs before you can move on. What? Doesn't make...
Yeah.
But there's no real like. Because obviously they're taking the plot from Pirates of the Caribbean 3. And I'm trying to recall like what they possibly could have done otherwise in Port Royal to like move the plot along. You hack or something. It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
And I guess they decided like we want you to explore this world that we've made, but we don't really any reason for you to do that. So, and there's something like essentially only one map for Port Royal. Like the entire thing is one huge area. So it's like okay, just have this fetch-a-thon, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because then even after you find the crabs and you go to the final fight, you have to like fight a wave of boats, and that was like I didn't level up at all, and a lot of people were telling me like, oh, you just have to go level up and it's easier, and it's like I don't want to have to go and fetch more crabs just because like they made this part like really difficult to get through.
Yeah.
I was like, I took a stand. I was like, I'm not gonna level up. I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna move on. Cause I hate.
Forget the crabs, damn it! I already collected 300.
Yeah, I just hate like when games make you do something like just to pad out the level or pad out the story.
Yeah.
It's just like
bugs me. It would have been cool if it's like the whole chest thing is a problem, right? Or it was a plot point for that. And you could have been like, "Oh, Jack, do you know anything about a chest?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, I know there's about like 3 or 4 buried around here." And then you leave Port Royal and you explore the entire map, which otherwise you don't go to for any plot reason whatsoever. And it's like, oh, why don't you check out like these 3 areas and find 3 different chests? And no matter which one you find, the third one is always the one that has whatever you're looking for. It advances the plot.
Yeah, that would be good.
It gives you a reason to actually explore that world. As it stands right now, like I didn't go to a single optional island because I just went like, okay, I'll go over here, and then I accidentally went to the final boss thinking it was gonna like a second part of the map, and it's like, oh no, we're here at the final boss. Okay, cool. and that was coming off of Frozen, which took me like 3 hours to get through Frozen, and then Pirates took me like, I don't know, an hour and a half.
Oh, really? Like that. Wow.
With all the cutscenes included.
Yeah. Took me about that long.
The Frozen world seems like the longest.
Oh, you cut out.
Sorry.
You said the Frozen seems like it's the longest?
Oh yeah, the longest by a long way.
Yeah. I mean, then again, it's Frozen.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just didn't like how we just kept falling. I was like, really? Keep climbing up the freaking thing.
Oh, well, I think this is a good place to end it because we've been talking for like an hour.
Oh, snap. That was really
it's been fun though. We should do it again if you guys want to. But
yeah, of course.
Thank you guys for agreeing to do this. Yeah, I'll make an end thing at the end later.
All right, for sure. Thank you for having it.
If you guys want to plug your content, go ahead. You can give a description.
Damo, go ahead.
I don't have any content.
Oh, whatever. I just broke down the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross story. No one's done. Whatever. No big deal.
Many videos for a month, man. I've been like, oh, weird. I'll get into it. But the plot of Unicross. It's a mess. Come and try to figure it out with me.
It really is. We're supposed to get more tonight too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Waiting for it.
Gonna be interesting.
I think this update and the next one should be super friggin' interesting. Like
it better be.
Do you have time to mention that? Like, do you guys have to run? Because we're meant to get a new world, and the more I think about it, the more I think it might not be a Disney World.
Oh, really?
What?
Okay, so
that reaction.
the more statement was, oh, you'll get a new world pretty soon, and it will be related to a summon from the new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, right? And then all of us go, oh, it's Wreck-It Ralph, right? It's got to be. Which I still believe. That's probably like my most likely theory. But then I thought about it more and more, and it's like, okay, what if he was being like really, really weird and vague and intentionally misleading with his statements, like deliberately lying in his statements? Like, think about at the very end of Kingdom Hearts, well, not the very end, but sort of end. What's the right?
You think we're getting Scala?
Like, we sort of, kind of, but like
sorry,
when
I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
no, you're fine. When we like summon Ephemer to help us in a way, it's not really summoning him, but he just sort of appears out of nowhere in our time of need, sort of like a summon word. It's like, okay, because we're going to a new Worlds line in Union Cross. Like the reports of Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of spoiled it. We're in grave danger, and it's about to happen to be a night. Like this darkness character, whatever, seems to be trying to cause another apocalypse level scenario, and we're going to. Like, Brain is trying to send us all to a new Worlds line, not necessarily a new. And that's why I sort of like conflated the two of like, okay, it was Nomura trying to get at, we're off to a new Worlds line, not necessarily a new Disney World to explore. Which again doesn't make sense at all with the statement that he said of it's a summon from the new trailer. But I was like, well, he's been like, oh, Final Fantasy characters will have a huge impact in the story, or have an interesting impact in the story, whatever he ended up saying in that old interview. But yeah, I mean, I still think the world we know as of right now, like the Daybreak Town we're in right now, it's going to be like annihilated, potentially flooded, and then I think Brain and potentially Ephemer will have to like rebuild Scala on top of the flooded Daybreak Town, and basically, yeah, like go from there, like, you know, raise a new generation of like survive the second apocalypse, raise that generation from there, as you know, Keyblade Masters that you know, which are the Keyblade Masters from the past that the modern day characters talk about.
And if they change world lines, then it could it could open up like it could easily connect like to when we see like young Ericus and young Xehanort. Like they could like change world lines, and then that's how like everything connects. So it's not like thousands of years that they have to fill. It's just like, oh hey, they popped forward like a couple thousand years, and now they're training up Ericus and Xehanort.
Yeah, I don't think they are actually going to like change world lines. I think they're going to try to, but it's going to fuck up somehow.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so you're saying then it gets flooded and then they rebuild, but they don't change world lines.
Potentially. Okay.
Okay.
So Ven ends up in the future, right? So does Lorien. So does Elrena. We know this. But they obviously have no recollection of their previous life. I feel like Brain's going to try and send a bunch of people after this new world line. But it's going to screw up. Like, Maleficent's going to betray him or whatever. Like, you know, if you read the reports of Kingdom Hearts 3 and Lucia's going, well, how the hell are they going to change world lines? Like, they should know how to do that. Oh, wait, maybe Maleficent might have information for him or whatever. Because she needs a way of getting back to the Kingdom Hearts 1 time. So, I don't know if she's going to, like, approach them or whatever and be like, I can help you guys get to a new world line. Psych.
Just kidding.
I'm going to use your Keyblade or whatever. You got to open a portal for me, and it's going to fling us all forward in time. And Ven's going to get spat out, you know, at whatever points to be found by Master Xehanort, scooped up, and begin the training as his apprentice, as an amnesiac. Lorien and Elrena, and potentially like Luxord and Demix, or their original people, are going to get spat out at the right time to be like found by the organization and recruited into the organization as, you know, members. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Skuld, I think, is going to be spat out as the mystery girl, like Subject X, in Radiant Garden, with a completely amnesiac. All she remembers is her 4 friends and a Keyblade and the phrase, "May your heart be your guiding key," which, like, someone might say to them right before they try and...
Sweet.
I don't know.
Was it ever explained? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right.
Was it ever explained where Ava went at all?
No. Right. So, I think no, it wasn't. All we know is that she didn't show up with the rest at that final.
How did the rest show up? I was a little confused on that.
I think Lucia like literally summoned them.
Huh.
And whether that means they were literally ripped out of wherever they were, because they different portal. Whether that means they were initially all together, or in 4 separate world lines potentially, different places at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Like, it wasn't a portal of darkness that brought them there the way we've seen it before. It was like this mirage-looking portal almost.
Yeah.
So it puts them out. And if you want to read into it from, I don't know, different reality, a different...
They all seem to know...
Universe, man. I don't know.
Yeah, they seem to know what was going on though, right? Or
definitely.
They were confused as to why Lucy looked different, but it wasn't like, whoa, where are we?
Yeah. It's like if they were like, oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah, right? So that's really weird.
Yeah, and they weren't like aggressive towards each other. They were just like, did you bring us back? So...
Well, the last time we saw them, weren't they like trying to murder each other?
Yeah,
literally.
So, yeah, that's
literally the last time we saw them.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I'm wondering if the Keyblade War ends, none of them died, but maybe Lucia goes and grabs them all. Okay, before you guys literally, I'm gonna send you guys off to a different world line, whatever.
That doesn't explain why
are gonna die.
Yeah, but it doesn't explain why Ava isn't there, because she was in the battle.
She was, yeah. So
Hmm.
she couldn't believe what Lucia had said to her. Lucia basically spells out, I think he basically spells out the Master's plan. It's like, yeah, we set up the entire Keyblade War. This is me completely interpreting it here.
Mm-hmm.
We set up the entire Keyblade War. You're gonna fight, and then all your pupils are gonna die. The dandelions are gonna survive into a new world, and you have a task to do. I think he was literally giving Ava a new task, because he says, how does he say in that cutscene at the end? He's basically saying,
looks like she didn't make it, right?
I gave her role. Yeah. So I don't know if they all had a new role to play after the setting up the Keyblade War, or what?
I want to be with you.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe the new content in Kingdom Hearts Unicross will explain it, but I kind of
so yeah. No, not immediately. I said they're gonna drag this bitch out. Literally another year. Like, why not? Again,
2021.
It's easy money. Easy money.
If you don't
One cutscene.
Let's remember to.
Or maybe 2 cutscenes a month if we're lucky. You know, with all the animation. Goes in. You make money hand over fist from, you know, let's say 100,000 people. Let's say, I don't know, 15-20% of those are regular VIP players. A little bit of money to be made here for like no actual cost.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sick of talking about Kingdom Hearts plot. And that's what it needed to be. To be more complicated. Alternate universes. That's what freaking Kingdom Hearts need.
Yeah.
Worlds inside, what? It's like dream worlds, and you have worlds in darkness and you have worlds in light, which is already like confusing. And then they're like, oh wait, just kidding. There's like also alternate realities where like all this is different.
And data.
And they all. Oh yeah. Right.
And data. Yeah.
And they all. Did they say they all connect with the final world? Is that what they were saying?
Oh, I do not.
So like that's its own thing by itself. It's. Ugh. And why was Chirithy there? Never mind. You know what? that's a conversation for another time.
The worst, man.
Do you want to do you guys want to plug your stuff real quick and then we'll end it?
All right. Y'all can check me out. My name's Endophin. Thank you for being here. If you guys like showcases, come check it out. I also have other stuff. It's not just showcases, but that's pretty much what it is. I'm gonna pass it off to Damo.
If any of that ranting that you just heard made you interested at all, there's plenty more of that. Where that came from, I would advise. But yeah, Damo channel, YouTube.
No, thanks for having us. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Great. It's fun.